All right, I'm not gonna be on. I just got back in not too long ago, kid. So it's a little bit warm here today. But I just wanted to come and see what y'all had going on. I did post a video earlier. I almost didn't post it on this channel because I know it's not like aligned exactly with what I've been posting on here lately. But I was like, let me just, I'm just gonna post it over here and see what it shaped like. And so yeah, I'm not gonna be on here that long. I just wanted to come pop in. It's the weekend, and I'm just kind of just chilling a little bit. Like I said, I went to the flea market earlier and got some vegetables. So I just wanted to come see what y'all was up to, what y'all got going on this weekend. Who in here with me? What y'all got going on? Say hey, you guys. Hey, what's going on? Is it Kwaku? I think you came in before. How are you today, Kwaku? Where I been, I was just at as far as going live, long time. It ain't been that long. I think I went live a couple of days ago. I'm doing good. It's really warm outside, so I'm probably not gonna be on here that long. My son in there playing video games, so I decided to come outside so y'all don't have to hear him yelling at the TV. But yeah, I don't really have much going on. I was just kind of chilling this weekend. And since I was sitting in the house, I was just like, let me go live on a Sunday. I know a lot of people are off. It's a 3-day weekend. I'm in Florida. It's really hot. Like it's really hot out here right now. It's like it was like 90 something degrees earlier. And then I came back to the house because you can't really be out in this type of heat, just out. Well, I have a 4-day thing. Yeah, 4 days. So you had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, right? So you ain't going to no cookouts or nothing. I mean, when I was in the military and on our 4-day weekends, we would always go to cookouts and stuff like that. I ain't going to no cookout yet. I'm thinking about going to the I don't know nobody here like that. Oh well, that's fine. Enjoy the weekend. You could go off and go somewhere that's close. What state are you in? What state are you in? Like, can you go to like hang out and see? Sorry, I was in KC on Friday. Oh, Kansas. Oh well, it's not really. I mean, I don't know what it is to be in Kansas City. The only thing I know about Kansas City is that I used to fly in there sometimes when I would fly to Nebraska from Florida. We would fly into Kansas City because it was cheaper. But the weather should be nice, right? Right about this time of year, so you can go hang out, go do something, go do like what they do if you like a tourist. Go be like a tourist for the weekend. The only thing is like I ain't really into being around a whole bunch of people at one time, so I would be cautious about that. But go enjoy the weekend, relax. Get you something. If you drink, go get you something to sip on. Cook out at your own house. You ain't got to go around nobody to cook out. I'm not cooking out. I'm not doing that. Not a lot to do out here. Yeah, I don't really know too much about Kansas City. Always at home. That's probably the best place to be. Honestly, I mean, you ain't got to worry about being all around. Like I'm just not with a whole bunch of people, and it probably has something to do with the pandemic and me just not feeling comfortable like that around a whole bunch of people at once. But today was the first time I'm re- I'm relaxing though. Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I would be relaxing if I relax a lot though. I be relaxing at home. I don't really like put a lot of pressure on myself. But today I went to that flea market and it was a lot of people out, and most of them didn't have masks on, so that was kind of new. But it's the summertime, so I'm thinking it's time to enjoy, the summertime. Talking about reclasses, reclassing what? Sorry guys, I'm getting text messages, but I ain't doing nobody here today or tomorrow probably. What's talking about reclassing? I'm reclassing. Oh, reclassing your job. I'm following you now. What? So I'm trying to what? From what? To, Maybe that's the last text message. From what to what? What you gonna go from, and what do you want to go to? Look, sorry, this will stop. Somebody trying to ask me a question. I remember when I was in the military, I ain't have no job. You know, you can go in the Navy and not even have a job. They have you undesignated. And then later I picked the job. That's when I became a corpsman, a medic. From petroleum specialist to patient administration. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet you don't want to be no petroleum specialist. But there's nothing wrong with that until you can get like, is it hard to reclassify, to reclass yourself in the military? I know when I in the Navy, like unless you already, they sometimes they combine rates. I'm done fueling. I bet you are. The Navy would combine rates sometimes, but for the most part, for you to change your job, it was like it was pretty hard. But luckily, when I went, I almost got I was almost getting mad boarded. How long you been in for? I mean, you can, I know people, plenty of people that got mad boarded out. You know, normally you need to be like mad boarded out. 4.5 years. Yeah, you getting about tired of it now. So you gonna reclass or you gonna re-enlist? Look at my dog. He ready to go in the house, but I'm not finna get up right now. Are you gonna re-enlist? I know 4.5 years. That mean if you do too much more, like if you do 4.5 years, you'll be almost at 6. My window opens next year. Yeah, I probably will be thinking about getting out. Around my 4.5 years, I was thinking about getting out. I was like, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. But you know, to each his own. I'm not here to tell you to get out. Hold on, let me let him in. Thinking about it will be 6.5. Long enough for me to know that I don't want to be in. Oh, thank you. Military, it suck you in Kansas City and you can't like hang out with people because in Jacksonville we was hanging out. I was hanging out in Jacksonville. I was hanging out in Jacksonville. I was hanging out in Portsmouth. We was hanging out when I was, and it was a lot of cookouts. And when I was in California, in San Diego, we was hanging out. Like I had a pretty good. I met a lot of cool people while I was in the military. I met a lot of like not so cool people, but I met a lot of cool people. Yeah, I I really wanted to go to the beach today. Y'all want to go to the beach this weekend, but you can't go to the beach on these type of weekends. It just be too many people there for me. I'd rather wait until Tuesday. I'd rather wait until Tuesday or something and then, go do my thing like that when everybody at work and at school. So yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. I did post earlier. So what y'all think about if y'all following it? And the only reason I'm following is because it's all over YouTube. Like I didn't really have any plans in the I don't really have I really don't have any plans in the civilian world. Well, you got time, and you going to the movies? What you going to see at the movies? You got time. If you got another year and a half, I would come with a plan. Unless you just gonna stay in. It's nothing wrong with staying in the military, but I know you could do something on the outside. That's why you didn't take the med board. Yeah. No, the stop. Oh, look at you. Okay then. Cause it's yeah. I mean, it made sense because it probably did. It definitely went down because of the pandemic, J Davis. So it's going back up now, especially in the summertime. No, you cannot stand forever. That is true. That is true. But it still would be like you got time to come up with a plan on like an exit plan. Like come up with an exit plan. What would you do? What would your ideal day look like? I just want to work for the government. You can get a VA job then if that's the case. Yeah, a GS job. Yeah. You can do that then. and your time for the military transfers over. It is a process that you have to do. I worked at the VA for a little while. There is a process that you have to do, but your time will count to get it. What do you need to do to get the job? Nothing really. Especially if you become a disabled vet, then they really kind of look. They pretty much, as long as you qualify to do the job, then you will probably get the job. If you're looking for a government job, they have a, like, you go to the front of the line. I forgot what it was called, but you go to like the front of the line if you if you're a disabled vet. What qualifications? Definitely get disabled, but they have different jobs. So some of the stuff you might, if you can just do it, like reading and maybe some computer skills where you can like reply to emails. They have some clerk positions. They have different positions just based off of what kind of skill set you have. But you will have to make your resume fit into that. This man was telling me something like that. Yeah, yeah. Your time does, like your military time goes into your civilian. If you doing the VA, and I don't really know about anything outside of that. But as far as like working for any other government jobs, like the post office and stuff like that, I don't really know about that. But oh, getting in front of the line, yeah, definitely disabled veterans. So when you get out, go to the VA, make sure while you in, whatever is hurting you, whatever injuries you have, go get them documented. Keep going and getting them documented, because the more that they're in your medical record, the more the easier it will be for you to be, for that to be a disabled injury. So like you in the disabled injuries, like, or how the VA does it, it's based off a percentage. So you can get like 10, 15, 20, 100%. So yeah, you could do that. I'm going to get the I don't know what BBD program is. But Jay Davis, yeah, you on. If you still on here, you on with that AMC. You gonna have me go look at that when I get out of here. When I get off of here, because that's a I hadn't thought about that. Benefits before discharge. Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't get that. They definitely didn't. That might be something new. I've been out for a while. I've been out since the beginning of 2007. No, the beginning of 2000. I got out in 2007. The end of 2007. I was trying to figure out. Yeah. But AMC sound good. He got me sitting here thinking about going in here and checking out AMC. Because, I mean, I don't really go to AMC like that. But I do know that people go to the movies to watch movies. I would prefer to watch my movies at home, where you can start your claim. Oh, yeah. I didn't do that. I did my stuff like right when I got out. I did it right when I got out. That's what I did. What else y'all got going on? Since it's 6 of y'all in here, y'all hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Let's just talk. Today I'm really just open. It don't have to be about surgical tech. It could be about anything. What y'all doing? What kind of plans y'all got? What are you investing in? Since Jay Davis dropping investment nuggets in here. So he just gave us AMC. Just live. Yeah. Do you invest? That's definitely, if you can start investing in the stock market, not just the TSP, that'll be good for you too. So you can start preparing and having more options. I had to refinance my car. Oh no, why? Why did you have to refinance it? I just got TSP. Yeah, TSP is good. But make sure you don't just focus on TSP, because TSP is like a 401k. For those who don't know what a TSP is, it's the military's 401k for the most part. And so it does the same thing. It take a little bit of money out of your check and then it invests it automatically for you. I'm not gonna say I'm against it. I just feel like you need to be more active in your investment strategy. Don't just like put the money in there and then like let it do all the work. When we invest in our money, you got to pay attention to what's going on. So what happens when I get out? When you get out, you go to the VA and then they where will it go? the TSP will still be there. You can just transfer it over to a 401k, or you can transfer it. I'm pretty sure you can do it into a 401k, but you might be able to transfer it into, no, it would have to be something that's pre-tax, or not pre-tax. It would have to be something that because the TSP, like the 401k, is not taxed up front. So when you move the money, you got to move it into something like that. You can't just put it into something that's post-tax. But you can, right, you can't touch it, right? You're gonna get penalized if you do if you mess with it at before 59 and a half. It's just like a 401k. So 59 and a half, then you can mess with it. Anything before that, they're going to tax it and you're going to get a penalty. So the taxes is going to be whatever the tax would be generally, because you're looking at capital gains with that as well. And then the penalization for you using it before 59 and a half. So yeah, don't mess with it. Just move it to something else and leave it there if that's what you want to do. But just start being a little more active. So even if you're doing TSP, you can still download like Robinhood or M1 Finance or Webull, anything, or even go to Fidelity. If you got USAA, they do. I don't use USAA for stocks, but I think you can. But I know I have Fidelity. Like when I want to do it with the big dogs, Fidelity give you more access to more of the publicly traded companies. But you can use no, I'm not talking about forex trading because I don't really know about forex trading. But I'm talking about regular stock market trading, regular stock market trading. Forex is foreign exchange, so that's based off the currencies and things like that. I'm just referring to when you using the stock market, the U.S. stock market that have publicly traded companies. Yeah, but just do. I'm just saying, don't just put your money in a 401k or a TSP and don't really, interact with it. Make sure that if you're gonna do a TSP or a 401k account, that you're involved with your investing. So even do a business, like it could be any kind of business. I was just talking to my cousin a couple of days ago, and she want to start a cleaning company, and I'm like, go for it. All you have to do, like what I did to get clients, you guys, and it's very like, it's gonna sound complicated. It's not, or it's gonna sound like a lot, but it's not complicated. The easiest thing, I have some good savings just sitting in my account. It ain't doing nothing for you if it's just sitting in your account. It's just sitting there. So if you're going to have it sitting somewhere, at least put it in something that it's going to grow. So let's just say the easiest thing that you could put in would be an ETF. Y'all already know I'm going to tell him to put it in an ETF. One of the ETFs that I would suggest would be like BOO, which is the Vanguard S&P ETF, where they do the top 500 performing companies in one. I didn't want to use all to pay my credit card bills. I wouldn't use all of it to pay my credit card bill either, because you can grow money. Well, depending on what your interest rate is on your credit cards, it might be beneficial for you to pay them off, because you don't want to keep getting hit with the interest fees. But if you can put some money, need to have some money on guard. Yeah, you do want to keep some money, but I would put some money into the stock market, because you can still get it. Now the thing is, don't put all, if you need access to it, don't put all of it in there, but I would put some in there and let it start building some money like that. Or you could do y'all already know I'm gonna tell him a life insurance policy, where that life insurance, depending on how old you are, you can get a cash value life insurance policy, so later you can pull that out and use it as you need, and it doesn't really penalize you like how a 401k would if you pull it out before 59 and a half. So if you need the money, leave money on hand that you can access whenever you like want it or need it immediate, like your emergency fund. But then have some money that's going into another investment account, so it's not just sitting in your savings account, because you don't want money just sitting. It's not working for you if it's just sitting. But if you put it in something, and if you don't want to do a stock market, then do some type of, if you got enough, you can do real estate. There's different ways to get into real estate. You can even do REITs, which is a way to invest into real estate. You can do like I say, a business, some type of small business that you can do from home. So if you can do it from home, then that turn your house into a home business, which gives you like write-offs, tax write-offs. So that's always a perk, you know. And it could be something simple like I said, my cousin wanna do what do you know? Oh, it's a pretty good college. I think almost everybody that went to the University of Phoenix. They give you really flexible schedules. Um yeah, and because you're still in the military, like maybe I don't know how the Army is, but I know the Navy would let you take up to 12 credit hours per year and they would pay for it. This is not talking about your GI Bill. Like they would let you go to school while you was in the Navy and pay for it. So if you can get like approved to go to school while you in the military and let them pay for it, not using your GI Bill, I'm talking, yeah, do that then. Do that. I would do that. Not using your GI Bill, not that. I'm talking about like where they actually paying while you in school and it was up to 12 credit hours. I mean, while you was in the military, tuition assistance. Yeah, do that because it's free. And so then figure out what type of whatever you want to do. Since you already in the military, like figure out, okay, well, I'm going to do this for the next year and a half or 2 years. Then you'll have some type of degree when you get out, and then you can do your own thing. Then you can go work at the VA and take the time that you have accumulated from being in the military and then transfer that over to the VA and then be in some type of manager position. So that's a plan, right? That sounds like a plan. But since it's free, like this, that's free money. That like that ain't that's not. So what we talking about right now, you guys, is the military. I want to do health management. Go for it. Because you'll be able to get the position as long as you use your disabled vet status. If you become a disabled vet, you will be able to get almost any. Every time I applied for something at the VA, I pretty much got it, unless I just didn't qualify for that job in general. Like maybe I didn't have the degree they require, or I didn't have pretty much the degree that they would require. But if while you're in the military, you can take classes for free. Take the classes for free. Go to the University of Phoenix because they have campuses everywhere and it's online, and they work around, like their whole thing is around working people. Right now, it's a private college, so I wouldn't tell you to do this if it was free. I mean, unless it was free. If you had to pay for it, I wouldn't tell you to go to the University of Phoenix. But because you don't, I don't mind it. But the woman told me there is a business degree that I can finish in about a year. Yeah, I probably would go for that then. Because really the degree don't really matter. The fact that you have the degree is what people really looking for. What degree you have, 9 times out of 10, they don't really care. So, but I would let them pay for me to go to school. Yeah, I would just let them pay for me to go to school. People don't care about what you can have a degree in like fine arts and be some type of manager somewhere. You know, like it don't the degree itself these days don't really seem to mean as much unless you like a nurse or something like that. But go to school while you still in the military, and then when you get out, then you could just go into working at the VA, like what we talked about, or some type of government position where your time, because I think even the IRS hires on this one website called USA Jobs. The woman who did my security. And you got a security clearance. Yeah, you can use that too. Because there's jobs out here that require you to have security clearances. I was applying to one and my security clearance had lapsed. So I couldn't get the job. The woman who did my security. Yeah, just get one. It don't matter. And really, you only need it. I mean, I wouldn't even say you needed a degree. It just depends on what you want to do. Like, you want to go work in the government facility, so it's gonna benefit you to have some type of degree. Like for somebody like me, and if you was just gonna go into business, I would tell you not even worry about the degree. I would just tell you to start building the business. But if you want to be in business, I mean, if you want to be a government worker, and there's nothing wrong with that, because let me tell you, they be laid back. They ain't working on no holidays. This VA here and ain't open on nobody holidays, and it's real chill. Like they can't really fire you like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's real chill. I just don't want to work for nobody. So for me, I'm not finna go spend the time to get a degree to go work for nobody when I could take the same amount of time and build. I can build like 2 businesses. Not to say they making multi-million-dollars, but I find comfort in creating my own income. So I'd rather build out a business than to go the other route. I wanted to get the quickest, which is business management. Yeah, then do that. Get the degree in business management and get out. If you can get it in a year and you got a little over a year left, I would get that and get out. And then you can still use your GI Bill on something else. You don't have to. You can use your GI Bill on whatever else you want to use it on. You'll have a whole you'll have a whole GI Bill that's just sitting there waiting for you. If you got kids, then you can transfer it to your kids. But if you don't have no kids, you can still get out and go to school and get a whole bachelor's degree or something. Yeah, you got time. It's 2021. You got plenty of time to get that degree. Yeah, I would just get the degree, get out. You can go get a master's degree with your GI Bill. That's what I would do. Sorry, my nail chipping. Yeah, that sounds like a plan, huh? I like that plan, especially if you don't want to stay in and you don't really have no. If you don't want to stay in, then I would say get out, and you can still get the same benefits from working at the VA. The same exact benefits. And make sure you, like I say, go to the doctor. For it don't matter, your back hurt, your knee hurt, go to the doctor. Your back hurt, you got a headache, go to the doctor. Go to them. It don't matter what your people say at work. Yeah, you just got a plan. Now you got the plan. Now all you gotta do is work it. Make sure that like you own them so you can get them to approve you to take the classes. When you get sick, go. I have migraine. Yeah, keep letting them go. Keep going. And honestly, what people don't realize is sometimes our migraines be connected to other things. So you might have like back pain or knee pain. What I had to realize was like my feet was making my knees hurt. My knees was making my back hurt. And my back was making my like shoulders hurt. And then that started making my head hurt or my neck. Like all of it's connected. So I would just go and let them I would go to the doctor every time. And because I done been through the whole disability rating program, yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop going. Because the more it's in there, the easier your claim process will be. And then when you get out, what happened to me was I did my claim and everything. And once I did I have flat feet. Yeah, me too. Once I did my claim, they end up back paying you, from when you get out. So let's just say it take them a couple months to get you approved or get your rating. Once you get your rating done, they have to pay you from the time you put the claim in, and then they back pay you. So I think I got back paid like $10,000 like a couple times just because my claim took longer. This was back in the day. Now they doing claims pretty fast. Because they was having to cut like big checks. So just make sure you keep going, even if you just think it's petty. Go anyway, because it'll benefit you on the outside. Yeah, use that too. Keep going to mental health. Go to mental health. I wish I'd have went to mental health. But the thing about mental health is sometimes too you can use your injuries, like your injuries may create a depression. So let's just say you got knee pain, but because you got knee pain, you can't work certain jobs or certain hours, and that's creating stress on you. That's the whole like secondary thing to the injury or something. But I would keep going to mental health, because even if you think you're okay, like you still be thrown a little bit. The military gonna mess you up a little bit. That's why, like in my video that I had posted earlier, when I was talking about the Kwame Brown situation, and I was saying how like when I was listening to the report, like the people talking, it was like they was talking about basketball. They was talking about basketball. I was trying to build my medical record. Yeah, keep building your medical record. You got to do that. When they were just talking about, oh, this was his job, da 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 da. All I could think about was how like military people, how we would like at work and having to deal with being like, in that type of environment, and you could come out of that and still have PTSD, and you can have all type of like mental injuries, and just because they're not physical on you don't mean that they're not real. And people just don't understand that, and what they do, and they just want to dismiss it and think basketball or pro athletes don't, or nobody outside of certain like military don't suffer from PTSD from their job stresses. And we all have things that create PTSD in us especially like if you're working in certain jobs, or if that job is your only source of income, or if you have this, if you working. I see like 6 stars, no so far when I log in the TRICARE. Yeah, I would just keep going. Let them keep diagnosing you. Long as you ain't got to take no, unless you have. Hey, Shamika. Yeah, and I'm a military brat too, girl. That's probably how I ended up in the military. Like my parents was military. My mom, my dad, and my stepdad was military, and a lot of my cousins are. But I know that PTSD is real, so I don't take it lightly when if you're an employee, because I know we spend a lot of time at work, it affects us. And to dismiss the fact that people are like, this is my job, or to say that this is my job, so I can cause trauma to somebody and just say I was just doing my job, or they were a basketball player, or they were celebrities, so we get the right to treat them certain ways. I just think that's weak. It's always people. Some people think it's always real when you see combat. Yeah, combat will mess you up though. But real life will make, yeah, yes. Nah, you don't have to go to combat to have PTSD. You can get PTSD just because Master Chief, or I don't know what they call him, the E9 or E8, whoever in charge of you, they might have something going on in their life, and they taking it out on you and your command and your command and stuff. And so I just think we have to be more I hit my head and blacked out. Damn. Yeah, you hit your head hard too if you blacked out. Yeah, so PTSD don't have to just be, that's a PTSD right there. Yeah, and it could come from, it don't even have to come from, I'm sorry you hit your head, but it don't even have to come from like a physical action. It could literally be verbal. Have never been the same. Yeah, I bet, especially hitting your hair hard enough for you to black out. Like, that's crazy. That's your stressor. Yeah, and we all have different things that make us, like, that's something that stressed you out. And can you imagine, like, if you working and then you hurt, and then people around you looking at you like you need to work through that? Because that's pretty much what the pro athletes have to go through. Is if they get hurt, they still got to keep working because they're under these contracts, and their contracts is so big that if they don't work, a lot of stuff that they probably bought and stuff would get repoed or taken back. And it's during PT, yeah. And you got to keep going through it, and you got to keep dealing with it, even though it's affecting you, because that's a part of the military. Reminds me of it, and I panic. Yeah, I'm sorry you going through that. That's definitely a traumatic situation. That's definitely traumatic. I didn't suffer from any traumatic situations like that. I did hurt my knee I done hurt my knee. I had a lot of headaches, but my headaches, because they wasn't like due to a physical injury, were categorized as stress induced. And so like so they say keep calm down, stay calm, keep calm, don't increase your stress. And so I don't really know how to not be stressed out, especially doing if you in certain jobs. My soldier died last year on level, and I have to go get his body. You got to go get his body? I have to go get his body and escort to his family. Dang. That's sad. Yeah, I remember when I was in the military, I got messed up mentally. Yeah. I remember going, we did a funeral here in Jacksonville, and the close to PTSD I got to is working from. I mean, but you probably dealing with, like, you might not, okay, let's just say you Shamika working with somebody and they picking on you, or they giving you like a hard time or something like that, that can be considered PTSD too, if it affects how you it created some type of trauma in you. Like when people yell and people, I remember I was in an OR one time. I was scrubbed in. I was new at this facility. I'll never forget this. And the doctor, now take in mind, I had already been in the military doing this at this particular facility, and the doctor, he must was having a bad day, and what they was looking for like a ultrasound, like an ultrasound thing. I can't remember. It was the wand, and it was the wrong ultrasound wand. And so we had went through like 5 boxes, and he was like, I don't want any of this. You know, he cursing. So guess what I did, y'all? I passed the shit off. So this is what you do. I don't pass off stuff anymore because I was traumatized. He slammed his hands on my back table, y'all. My instrument started falling. And because when he slammed his hands down, it was like a really loud noise, and it startled me. But what he didn't realize was that I hadn't already been in situations where loud noises, you know, they might trigger me. And so it really put both of us in a dangerous situation because I had to actually like check myself and leave and get somebody to come do the case because I just couldn't be in that type of, like, that was a hostile, to me, that was a hostile working environment. And he triggered some things that I had in myself. And this is at work. We ain't even, this is at a civilian job. This wasn't at, like, this wasn't me in the OR at a military facility. This was me in the OR at a civilian facility. And when he slammed his hands down, like, I don't know, it might not be a whole bunch of surgical techs in here right now, but he slammed his hands down on my back table, and the back table is glass, and all the instruments is, I mean, not glass, excuse me, metal, and all the instruments is metal. So it was like a really loud, like, why the fuck would you do that? And I was just like, because you said you didn't want any of these fucking, like, I repeated to him what he said. And so it was one of those situations that I was like, you know, I might not be in the OR that much longer. I had a whole cabinet in behavioral health who made a racist comment at me during the consultation. Yeah, see, and that's gonna affect you. Bring him to me so I can put him in the field. Yeah, he needed to be put. But these people, like, my point is that you get peace so he can experience this. Yeah. And to make those like we just don't be taking into consideration that when we working with people or when people working for us or even celebrities that they're actually humans. Like, we look at people like the employee as if the employee can be separated from the human or the person, and you can't separate a person from the employee. Like, they're the same. So when you picking people, you got to, like, if you're a boss or a manager or something, you got to pick the whole person. You can't just pick, you know, what you think about the employee side. No, because people can be employees, but they gonna have their own drama and traumas that's gonna come along with them, and that's gonna affect their ability to do the job. They covered it up and told me to have fun with the greener pasture, and that's what I'm looking for in Africa. Yeah, I'm going to Africa too. Yeah, I would, you know, the military for one. I mean, I ain't gonna even, when they say systematic racism, like, that's systematic. So that's what I got for in Africa, in America. Oh, yeah, America. I mean, just understand systematic when it's not, and sometimes for certain people, we gonna have to deal with more because certain people don't understand where you come from and how you are. Oh, you from Africa? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, when I see your name, it look kind of like Kwame, you know, name, but I know it's an M and an E versus a K and a U. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I done had situations that was like covered up and lie and blatantly lied, like it was a lie. So you know, my sergeants didn't even know what was black soap. They thought I was being racist. Yeah, because they special. Yeah, that's funny. But you know what though? It's not funny because I'm pretty sure they really wanted to think you was racist because, oh, that's what's up, you from Ghana. Don't know the mental state. Yeah. No, they probably low key were racist and just thought because you said black soap that you was taking shots. They did accuse me. Yeah, see. And now you go show them like, no, it's called black soap. They still gonna feel like you being racist because really it's not you being racist. It's some inner stuff that they have going on. So it don't be like, if you know you're not racist, then I would like, What do you want me to do? Because the name of the soap is black soap. It's not called white soap. It's called black soap. And it's black. It's black. It's dark brown or black. So it made sense that it's called that. I'm going to build all this. Wait a minute. But I'm going to build all these statements and add it to my mental health plan. Yeah, I would. I would say they said this to me. This makes me like it makes me feel like I'm in a hostile working environment, like I'm not appreciated, like I'm not needed here, or like anything that I do is gonna be wrong because they're making these racist statements. But that's why y'all see me over here like I'm finna figure out how to work for myself, because I don't really want to have to. I'd rather figure it out on my own. I told them that I thought one team, one fight. Oh, honey, not. I'm here to tell you that ain't it. Sounds good though, don't it? That's how they get you to come join the military. It sounds good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you do. But you gotta think, it's people that's been told in this world that they better than a certain group of people. So two groups of people been lied to. We done all been lied to. But some have a lot of superiority, and some have been lied to about being inferior. So both parties are wrong. But the thing is, like, for the people that think they're superior, a lot of them are in positions, you know, that they honestly feel like that. Like, not, and I ain't coming for, because I definitely have had some great experiences with all people from all type of backgrounds. Like, I remember going to California and was like, all these Mexicans. It's like, what in the world? It was so many Mexicans in California and South California. Then I went up north, and it's like a lot of, like, in North Cali, it was a lot of Filipinos. And so I done had my experience of different cultures, and I can appreciate the diversity. But it's a group of people that do feel like, that they're better than other groups because that's what they've been told. And it's certain people put in positions that's going to allow that to keep happening. Until more diversity comes up in the ranks and get more manager positions, then it's just going to be one of them situations where, I don't see the military not being racist for a while, because it's so deep. It's like deep rooted into the system. Even when I was in California, like, one of the biggest things was women had just started being able to come on ships, like like a couple years or so prior to me getting on the ship. So it was some people that really don't feel like women should be on ships. Do I feel like women should be on ships? Yeah, I do. I think women should be on ships. I do think that, but at the same time, when you on the ship, like, you got to be careful, because you got men and it's co-ed. So, if you end up having a little bit too much fun with your colleagues and you end up pregnant, like, that's a problem. And you gonna get sent off the ship. So you have to look at it like that. Sorry if y'all can hear the music, like it look like somebody finna start. Oh no, he coming by. He driving by. Trade earrings and find me a government job. Women should be on ships, but be on guard for sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you don't want to say no to, like, because women bring a different diversity to the game. Just like you need men and women, and you need people from different cultures to have, like, a solid team. But when you put women, especially like on small ships, because I was on like a small ship, I was on a destroyer, and that's like a smaller ship. It's not like an aircraft carrier or a cruiser. It's smaller than that. And so, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, everybody got stories, but like, I mean, do you think you'll ever go? No. Hell nah. Girl, y'all won't even, I'm trying to stay away from them hospitals. You definitely ain't finna get me back in that military. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. I know people that's still in. I'm gonna let them have it. Y'all got it. Hold it down. I appreciate you for your service. Like, no. I did my time. Right. I done did my time. Look, I'm out. Y'all got it. Y'all win. Yeah, nah, that ain't it. That ain't the move. That ain't the play for me at all. I'm better. She did her time. Yeah, I'm out. Look, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I served my country. I did my part. I can't do nothing else. For sure. It's nothing wrong with it though. Like I know people that they do this. They military. Like I know people that's been in the military 30 years. 30 years. That's a long time. But they good at it. They excelling in that field. For me, it was too confining. I wanted to have my hair how I wanted to have it. And at the time you couldn't even have locks. You couldn't have locks, you couldn't have certain braids. Um yeah, and if you didn't fit into a certain like mold, then you just got a lot of flack. I don't have people tell me like I remember this lady told me this senior chief, so she would have been the E8. So E9 is high as they go and enlisted. And she was like, because I talk how I talk, but people think that I talk like this because I'm ghetto or country or something. No, I ain't neither one. I mean, I grew up in the South, but I ain't grew up in no ghetto. It's a hood. I mean, I guess it's multiple hoods, but that's just how I talk. You gonna find some down here in Florida. You'll find some white girls and some Chinese girls that sound like this. But she was just like, you need to leave that ghetto stuff at the gate. Really, to me, I heard her call me, like in my head, I heard her say nigga. That's what I heard, and she didn't say it, but that's what I heard. And I was just like, you can't talk to me like that. Like I went clean off. I didn't care about getting rolled up because I'm like, who are you to say how I'm talking? Oh, it's a wasp out here. But who are you to say how I'm talking? It's ghetto just because this how I talk. If I was from Louisiana, I would talk like how people in Louisiana talk. If I was from South Carolina, I would have it'd be a little more geeky in it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that how I'm talking is like ghetto or ratchet or hood. I just talk how I talk. This is how I talk. So yeah, I done have people come and be like that. It's funny because when you a certain type of way, people automatically want to assume that you're like this. Like they want to put you in this box so they can label you and say, okay, this is how this person is. And then later on in life they realize that they was completely wrong because your idea of me isn't who I am. That's your idea. Like that's your perception, not who I am. What you say? That's why I see myself that I can't do 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Now, if you got to a good command where ain't nobody bothering you, then you might be good. But if you get to a command where like Jazz, when I was stationed here in Jazz, this was a good command. I was at the clinic. We had a good. It was okay. It probably was not as good as when I was in San Diego, but it was okay. Me too. My son is really good at it also. He's been there for 20. Yeah, see, some people he loves it. He loves it. It's gonna be some people that's gonna really enjoy being in the military. And I'm not here to tell them, you know, that their experience isn't great. Cause mine was okay. I'm even 37 and about I'm even 37 and in about 15 years I'll be 52. 52. Yeah, I'm 37 too. So 15 years, you got 15 years if you want to do 15 years, but you don't have to do 15 years. You can do that time. I just don't think it's worth it, but it could be. Now, I don't want to tell people the military is not worth it because that ain't, but I just think you can make the same amount of money and have a lot more control over your life when you get out. And it's going to give you a better quality of life. Yeah, I think, because some people, I was talking to somebody and it was like something about being in for 10 years. I think I might have been talking to my cousin. Um, and her boyfriend or her fiance or whatever, he was in the military for 10 years. And in her mind, she was like, why you didn't do the other 10? And in my mind, I'm like, I know why he didn't do the other 10. He was ready to get the hell out of time. It was like, yeah, 10 years probably was hard for him to do. That's why I want to get out and get a go. Yeah, the government said it cool. And like I say, if you do that, if you let them pay for your school while you in, that's a whole win. That's a whole win. Like, that's a whole win. I ain't even lying because you will still have your whole GI Bill to use. About Geechee and they don't believe that it's a language. So I see it. Right. Look, when I grew up, so I grew up in it's like 30 minutes an hour south of Jacksonville. It's a place called East Palatka. And East Palaca is where my grandma and my granddaddy end up migrating to. But my granddaddy, they come from, you in Killeen? Yeah, my mom. Well, I know some people in Killeen because of the army base. But my mama's parents come from this place called Ebro, Florida, which is about 30 minutes or so east of Panama City Beach. And it's like our own family road. It's named after my granddaddy. Hold on, let me get him out of here because people that's not what we finna be doing. Let's get you blocked because that is not what we finna be doing. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I've been having like trolls or bots or whatever. But my mom did her it messed you up. Hope to get a degree and get me. It messed. Oh, I see. And get me a government job and I have. Yeah, missions. Hey, Jerica. So, kind of find out my mom did her DNA thing, right? You having a good Sunday? Uh, so when she did it, she had it kind of found out we got people like our ancestors are from South Carolina, right? Which most black people in the South, if you got family that are African slave descendants, then you probably do come from like that area because that's where we were brought in from. Or that's where our ancestors were brought in. But when she showed it to me, I was like, oh, this makes sense. So when we was growing up, when y'all was telling us we sound Geechee, it was like, because we come from there. Like, but they told us to stop talking like that. So I remember being young and like, they be like, you sound Geechee right now. You need to fix how you talk. And that was just because we was just talking different. Like it was just, that's how you talk. That's just how you talk. So yeah, but I was trying to tell somebody like, yeah, we grew up. They was like, you sound Geechee, and they used to make you feel bad, so you want to learn how to talk. No, girl, I had to make a decision, honey. I had to make a decision. I'm not doing nothing. Not in the OR. I'm just gonna come on here and we gonna just chop it up. I'm gonna make sure that I come on here because I know that other surgical techs come on here too. And we just gonna share the information just to, put it out there for everybody. But yeah, I had to make a decision. It was a hard one too, but I was just like, if I keep going back and forth between the OR and being an entrepreneur, like I'm gonna just keep going back and forth. And when I leave one, it put me behind in the other one. And I'd rather not be behind. She couldn't just take off. Right. I'd rather be behind. I'd rather not scrub than to have to put being an entrepreneur on hold. I already know that it ain't gonna, long term, I don't want to be no surgical tech. So I'm just gonna do it like this. Come on here, chop it up with y'all, answer questions that I might have insight on, and just put it out here like that. But I had to make a decision. You had your fair share of it, now it's just time to move. Yeah, that's pretty much what it boiled down to. And then it's just not lining up with my lifestyle. Like it's just not lining up with the kind of life I want to live as far as like my overall, what I'm doing, my big picture. So my big picture, like in one of my videos, I was saying recently that I want to have a farm and stuff like that. So in order for me to make enough money for the farm, I'm going to just focus on entrepreneurship. The biggest thing that I'm focusing on right now is building up my life insurance agent business. And just because with that, I do feel the reason I'm using life insurance is because I feel like, especially for certain communities, that it's a wealth building tool, and I just want to help other people build wealth. I want to build wealth and different ways of building wealth. And one of the ways is going to definitely be through business, entrepreneurship, because we know that most people that are wealthy are not wealthy through being a employee, that they become wealthy through building businesses and some type of investment. So we looking at building a business. I'm 37, Tina. I'll be 38 in July. I heard there's some money in that field too. Yeah, so I did my life insurance agent license last year. What do you do? What do you do for business? So yeah, life insurance is where I'm going. I have other stuff going on outside of life insurance, but the reason that I picked life insurance, you guys, is a couple of reasons. It wasn't just like one thing. One of my buddy sisters is in that. Yeah, so I had already knew how to do online digital marketing from when I do as a cosmetologist, right? I look younger. Oh, girl. No, we a little bit close to 40. We creeping up on 40. You know, I'm all good with age though. It's all good. I'm appreciative to be alive, so I ain't gonna complain about getting older at all. And I thank you, honey. Yeah, we don't got no foundation on. We just got the lashes on. Um, but yeah, so with life insurance, the reason that I chose it, thank you guys for the lights. The reason that I chose life insurance, it was multiple reasons. I needed something that was gonna allow flexibility and income stability, as well as income potential, like unlimited income potential. And I also wanted to have a product or service that provided value to people. So I didn't want to just sell y'all eyelashes and hair products. I didn't want to just sell y'all or sell, not y'all, but sell people. I think you are still young. I know I feel young. I think I stopped aging at 25. I be telling people that. But I wanted to have some type of product that I felt good about and that was gonna help people, not just collect clutter in the house. And so when I was looking at things, I was like, well, what can I do right now? So I knew it was gonna be something in business, and I wanted it to be in a market that wasn't oversaturated. And so when I was doing some financial research on my own. Oh, I don't need no glasses, not yet. We good over here. We still 2020. I used to be 2015, so I might be getting older, but I used to be 20. It used to be 2020. I mean, it used to be 2015, but now it's 2020. So I'm okay. We still all right. But as far as the life insurance go, I knew that I had online marketing skills already. Just from me being a cosmetologist, I would market my services online. And that's how I still get clients to this day. Like today I got a couple phone calls, but I ain't doing no hair today, so people just gonna have to. What I am gonna do with my hair business is something totally different, but I'm gonna hire some people and just send them the clients and just take a commission off of the clients that I send to them. But I'm gonna be building up my life insurance agent license just to share the financial education, because a lot of us don't have enough financial literacy to actually build wealth and like build like generational wealth. And so that is like what's on my radar right now is generational wealth and different methods on how to create generational wealth and how is it really done. And so when you see me and I'm talking about life insurance, I know that people leave their family members behind $1 million policies, multi-million dollar policies, which give their family members a head start in life, or at least something to protect them. Like if something happened, they're not like struggling trying to come up with GoFundMe's to like bury somebody or to take care of the kids. And then two, understanding the different products in life insurance and how they work and how you can use some of them to actually create your own banking system. So if y'all ever go YouTube it, how to be your own bank and stuff like that, that's a part of a life insurance policy. And then when you look at life insurance as a business, the banks are built off of life insurance policies. And I mean, I know y'all probably don't know this, but it was a lot that was put into the thought of me doing life insurance, because I also looked at real estate, but real estate didn't give me the flexibility that I wanted in my life as far as being able to be at any location and make a sale. So I was like, okay, no to that. And as a mom, like if I want to, like for my business, if something happens to me, and we have like this thing called a black book or our client book, and my son would actually become a beneficiary of my client book. Even if he doesn't become a life insurance agent, he would still benefit from that. Now he could become a life insurance agent and I would just have him do it at 18, so he would be like legit with it if something happened to me. But it was like a big picture, and so that's why life insurance, it was just checking off multi boxes. It was like, can this help the community? Can this help how can this help the community? Not that it can help it, but how can this help the community? And I know that a lot of people don't really have life insurance, and they don't really understand. They look at life insurance as a bill and not an investment or a saving strategy. And so that's kind of why I went into it. And I'm in business. I like business. So I like that actual structure of life insurance as a business model. And so I went with it. The problem with life insurance right now that I see, for one, is not a lot of diversity when you look at life insurance, you normally see like older white men. And I say older, like 60, 65-year old white men. And what that means to me is that if there's no black women or Mexican women, or if it's like limited, then they aren't really being catered to, because white men don't really all the way understand what I got going on. And and so I wanted to be a voice for my people, the people that may be considered minorities, or that don't have the financial education, and that's looking for it, because I didn't have it. And I went and I had to find out a lot of stuff on my own, and I was like, why nobody told me this? Like, why no one explained to me not only like the difference between a cash value and a death benefit. And a death benefit is like something that is for your family when you die, but there's a cash value product that allows you to draw it out while you're alive and use it as a retirement income that nobody's talking about. All you hear about is 401ks. And I'm just like, and you don't even have to be 59 and a half to pull it out. You just have to have contributed enough to pull out the money, and it creates interest. So when I was looking at this stuff, I was looking at it like, this is gonna benefit me. So if it's gonna benefit me, I know it's gonna benefit people like me. And when I'm talking to people, I want to share this type of information with them, not just talk about superficial stuff like hair products, because I'm a hairstylist, or marketing. I mean, I don't mind talking about marketing tools and stuff like that if you're into business, but sorry guys, my nose is itching. I keep feeling like I'm about to sneeze. But if you can't even get your budget right, we can't talk business, because you can't even think how you gonna eat. So how can I talk business to people and say, you need to start a business, you need to start a business, you need to start a business, when people eat hungry, they can't feed themselves? So I don't want to talk business until we talk finances. And part of the finances is, how are you protecting your family? What's your next move? Like, what's your budget look like? Because sometimes what'll happen is people will be like, oh, I can't afford it. Well, luckily for you, most life insurance agents have financial tools, like where we can plug in your stuff and help you. Like, we can come up with a financial plan. Not that I'm finna sit here and tell you I'm not no CPA or nothing like that, but we got tools that allow us to plug in some numbers and say, hey, why don't you start spending money on this, like, whatever you blowing money on, and start putting money into this. And that'll kind of open, like, that's helpful, like having somebody sit down with you and create a financial plan that's gonna help you and your family long term, not just something short term and superficial, like I was saying earlier. So that's kind of how I ended up in life insurance. It wasn't something 2 years ago I would have told you, like, nah. If you would have been like, pick one of these careers that you would be in, and if life insurance was in it, I probably would have been like, nah, because I always thought of life insurance agents as like that older white man that's sitting in the kitchen or sitting in the like living room at your grandma, your granddaddy, your auntie house, trying to sell them a life insurance policy. I never really saw black women or black men selling life insurance, or Mexican or Filipino or like Asian or none of that. I ain't never seen it. Now recently you see more diversity in certain groups, like online you will see Valuetainment, David Bet, Patrick Bet David. Oh my God, I had to say his name backwards. From PHP, and he's an immigrant, right? So he started PHP. So in his company, it's a little diverse. And then you see MJ Harris. He's a black guy, and he runs an insurance agency as well. The only thing I would say, if you're gonna do insurance, y'all, the only thing I'm gonna say is, when you join some of these companies, not all of them, but like if you like Primerica, if you join these companies are about recruiting, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're not trying to recruit, I'm not trying to recruit. If you want to be on my team, then you can be on my team. But right now I'm learning insurance. So once I learn insurance and I get more comfortable with helping people actually build some type of financial wealth, then I go into what I was go into recruiting. I like the Surge Tech and LPN. I like the Surge Tech and LPN. This way I can switch from one to the other. And that's something that I tell people to have more than one way to get it. Because Surge Tech and LPN gonna pretty much give you the same amount of money on both ends, but it's gonna change up like what you doing. And if you become an RN, it'll be probably even better because then at least you can work as a OR nurse and scrub. Like in Cali, the nurses, and I think in New York too, the nurses out there scrub. So once you become, if you're gonna be a surge tech, you can do RN. Like I think that would be ideal. Oh, you need to slow down. But yeah, for me, I just didn't like. I'm just at the point with surgical tech that I just been doing it for so long now that I'm to my like to the point where I'm ready to go all in as far as an entrepreneur because I had already wanted to do that. Like I was telling you earlier, it just lines up with my lifestyle as a mom, what I'm trying to instill in my son as far as him becoming a man. And once you a man, I want him to have his own. I don't want him to have to go work for somebody and like can't say what he want to say, can't be the man that he need to be because he worried about losing his job. So if I show him what it's like to be an entrepreneur and come up with your own, like, if you get more than one skill, then you can just you can move how you want to move. Like I can do what I want to. If I want to go work as a surgical tech, you guys, I can. They can't take it from me. If I want to go work as a cosmetologist, I can. They can't take it from me. If I want to, like right now, I make money selling greens out of my front yard. Like I sell greens to my neighbors sometimes out of my front yard. I have eggs. Like if I want to go sell a website, make a website and sell it, I can. If I want to sell a life insurance policy, I can. So now I have multiple skills and multiple different fields. So now I don't have to work for nobody. No. Girl, you almost made me cuss. Absolutely no. I never have though. I never have, Shamika. Not 20 years. That's why I'm already at 15. Wait a minute. Yeah. It's time to like I'm gonna let y'all do it. Y'all got it. I'm gonna just come over here and so when like at least you'll have something to look at when you're trying to exit, and it don't have to be nursing. Like this is what too. I think this will help the culture, the surgical tech culture. So you don't have to go nursing to be able to leverage your surgical tech experience. But a lot of us go into nursing, and I don't want to be no nurse. I never have wanted to be a nurse. I would have did nursing because um that was like the next progression in the in my career field. But I don't want to be a nurse because it doesn't excite me. Like I already know it's gonna be one of those situations where it's like for me to be in the OR. Like I can do it and I'll be great at it, but I don't want to do it. I want to be like an entrepreneur. I want to make money multiple ways. In 2023, they're making it harder because too many blacks are passing and getting in ease. Yeah, they probably will make it a little bit harder, but I wouldn't. Surgical tech wouldn't be my only focus. I would do it, and like I tell people, do it. Make a plan. Go in with a plan. Make sure you got an exit plan in that plan, because you don't want to have to like the OR. Like sometimes you gotta play politics with them, and you got to be a part of the clique, the in crowd. Not everywhere, but if you ain't a part of that and you don't fit into their like idea of how you should be, then you're gonna be around here kissing ass just to keep your job. And I'm just not in that position. Like I ain't nah. I'll pass. I'll get out here and sell collard greens and zucchini all day before I have to kiss somebody ass just because I'm not part of that, get along group and the people that's gonna just conform to. Like I'll never forget. It's the way to go. I'm thinking about Angus beef and then sending them out. Oh yeah, do it, because people be hungry, and like if you can get it organic and you can show that it's organic, then that'll be even better. The problem with organic is you pay for that like that sign, that stamp, that organic stamp. You have to pay for that. So a lot of companies don't want to pay for that stamp of being organic. So yeah, I think it's nothing wrong with being a surgical tech. So I'm not here to down talk surgical tech. I want to show y'all another way. That's all. It don't have to only be like after 15 years I should be doing something else. Like honestly, I shouldn't be so comfortable with the career that I'm not looking at other ways to, expand myself. And I just think that when we in the OR, a lot of times that we only see one way to go. We only see going nursing. We only see going PA. We only see going doctor or something like that. Or what's the other one? Epidemiology, I think is one. I think I said it right. Um, but what about if you want to be an entrepreneur? Like, what if you want to start, a farm, a fish farm, or a chicken farm, or what if you want to start drawing and creating like coloring books or some shit? Like, I want to show you how to not necessarily start a coloring book, but feel comfortable enough that, oh my God, feel comfortable enough with having some type of example, a leader to show you like, okay, I don't have to necessarily be in the medical field. I can take my skill set, especially when you're looking at attention to detail, and just take it to another area. But you have to want to do it. I can't talk you into wanting to be an entrepreneur because everybody don't want to be an entrepreneur. Like one of my good friends, she got a whole PhD. Ain't no way she could have taught me into doing that shit because I don't like school. That formal training, that formal way of learning, like that just does not do it to me. That's boring. So I would prefer to do it this way. So I just want to show people like you don't have to do it this way. You don't have to just go to be a nurse.